All right, everybody. What's up? It's your man Dame DNYDC, host of the Two Mics Up podcast. We back again tonight with round two of the top five female rappers. And tonight we got some special guests sitting here with my co-host Elisa Middleton and I. I like to lovingly call my two. This is my family first of all. So I lovingly
Thanks.
talk about my family, but I got to put them in the Lauren Hill camp. This the Lauren Hill crew that was right. I see you. They was giving all the beef and all the fever. You know, the first go round. So I figured, hey, what's up, Costa Rican? Thanks for joining us tonight. I figured that I would go ahead and have them come on and really join in and kick this off and let's take this to another level because I got a lot of feedback. A lot of people weren't happy, felt that either A, I was too nice or I wasn't going as hard as I was the night that this conversation started. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to our guests real quick. I want to allow them just to introduce themselves real quick, and then we'll go ahead and spin into this conversation because people want to know. So I'm gonna start off, with ladies first. DJ Coco Brown, just introduce yourself. To our listeners.
Ladies first. Ladies. Going right into it. So my name is DJ Coco Brown, aka Sheenell Brown is my name. I have been DJing for a few years now, probably about 3 or 4 years been DJing. A lot of people know me. I was doing Instagram Live through the pandemic and the quarantine time. I was doing something called Mixes and Mimosas on Instagram. Did that for a couple of months, but pretty much before that I was doing some work on Smack Urban Radio, DJing there. So like Dane said, we're family. Love him to death, and just happy to be here for the conversation.
Thank you, cuz, for joining. And can't leave out my man, my other cousin, my extended fam. Cliff, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody tonight, man.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cliff. Clifton is my government. Um, I've been in the wireless game for about 20 years. Switched over to the insurance game, so I'm Mr. Give you all the protection, Mr. Customer Service. At your needs, and I like conversating with my peoples, and I'm glad I was invited tonight for a good, interesting conversation because I have some questions for our.
Oh boy, this boy ready to start some trouble. Lace, what's up with you, sis? What's going on tonight?
Listen, let me just say this. I'm feeling the kind of way tonight. We got two professionals on the air, two DJs, and they know music and they passionate and they feel a kind of way. But I'm gonna just kick it off. Lauren Hill ain't no rapper.
Hey,
She started trouble.
She's starting it right there. So the Lauren Hill camp, I don't know who wants to take that one first, because the whole premise of this conversation started, and I'm just going to backtrack real quick for those listening. It started one night around the holidays. My cousin and I, Sheenell, we sitting there exactly. Cheers, shots up. We doing what we normally do. We sitting, having some beverages. Mm-hmm. It's 5:00 in the morning, and we watching old school videos. And Sheenell just happens to ask the question. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the question, because the question was real simple. Real simple. Yes, about to get it started.
Yep.
All it was, hey, what's up? What's up, Black Root? What's up, cuz? So the question was, off the top of the head, off the top 5 female rappers. Now, before y'all go start, because I know, Cliff, you got questions. There was no other criteria. Right? Am I right, Sheenell?
That's right.
No criteria. Right. So we started, and liquor's flowing, so liquor sometimes takes us to a different place. I gave my top 5, and that night I said Kim. I did say Foxy that night. Mm-hmm. I did say Foxy, but I put Foxy as number 5 only because, like I said to you, Foxy, the number 5 person can be interchangeable for me, because depending on the day, depending on my mood, that 5th slot can kind of be interchangeable. But I did say Foxy, Kim. I had Eve, Nicki Minaj, and Remy. So that was my 5. My cousin says, "Yeah, how you gonna leave out Lauryn Hill?" I'm looking at her like, "Cuz, what the you talking about? Lauryn Hill ain't no rapper." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm with Lisa. You can't put her in nobody's top 5. I'm not discrediting her, but like I said to Cliff that night when he brought it up as well, I'm not going to a gunfight with a Swiss Army knife. I'm just not doing it.
So let me start by saying this. She absolutely is top 5 for me, if not my number 1. And I'll say because a lot of people, so we started after that conversation, we start canvassing, asking people like, what do you think? Who are your top 5? So on and so forth. Some people had no Lauryn Hill in their list, and some people did. The thing about Lauryn Hill is that she is a rapper and a singer. She's also an actress. She's also a producer. She does a lot of things. She wears many hats. Yep. A rapper, she definitely is because she spits, and she spits well. Okay. So the thing is that a lot of people want to say, oh, she's a singer. And I looked up today. I did look up, and I looked up what, Lauryn Hill is considered. All the Grammys and everything that she won and everything. It was for R&B and was this and that, the other, which was on her album, her own album, her solo album. Mm-hmm. But to think Lauryn Hill coming out as an artist first, she was in a rap group. She was a rapper. And she is also, and we had the conversation about being a hybrid, because she is one of those kind of sing-song kind of rappers with a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like people do that today. They sing and they rap together. But the thing is that the reason why she should be considered as a rapper, because she's just phenomenal at it, regardless of if she started singing, if she started rapping, if she started acting, whatever. She is phenomenal, and she can sit up there with the best of the best. That's what I'm going to say right now.
All right.
Well, if you break it down like that, you kind of got a point, because she does spit. Right? She does spit, but when you say top, now I'm a
break it down.
Fan. I'm a Lauryn Hill fan. The whole album, I'm there for it, and I agree 100% that Lauryn Hill can spit. Now, so can Mary. But
no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
You just compare Mary to Lauryn Hill?
No. I said rap.
No, you said spit. You just said spit.
Well, okay.
Mary can't spit. Mary can have somebody write some rhymes for her, and she can read them, and it may have a flow to it. Mary, no. Well, we can get there in a moment.
Yeah, we'll go there in a second.
Okay.
We said top 5 all time.
Yes.
Top 5.
So who's your top 5? Who's your top 5 again?
That Mary cannot. That Lauryn can't spit. I agree. When you put it like that, I do agree. I must say, I agree. But top 5?
Right. So let's just ask, Lisa, who are your top 5?
My top 5 is Little Kim, Eve. I done forgot my top 5 already. Little Kim, Eve, definitely Remy Ma, and I know I'm gonna forget 2 because I was tossing up. I'm definitely gonna go with Roxanne Shante. I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna stick with the old favorite of my Roxanne Shante. Right. And I'm an MC Light girl. You know what I'm saying? So that's my era. That's my top
I feel you.
5. And we talking, rappers.
Right. No dispute.
Yeah, I can agree with you with MC Light, definitely. Roxanne Shante, because when they was rhyming, it was just straight lyrics, straight spitting, minimum music behind it. They were just spitting off of straight beats. But with Lauryn Hill, see, I'm the native New Yorker that comes from the era when I was going to Nassau Community College. Nas had just dropped his It Was Written, right? And wasn't that when Lauryn Hill was on there with I Rule the World?
Yeah.
All right. And then that's when Lauren started really popping with the Fugees as well. They was calling Lauryn Hill the female Nas at one point. Wrong or right?
No, you're right.
If you comparing her to Nas, what does that mean? Because Nas is the lyrics, right?
But can we be honest though? That was when 25 years ago when she did that one.
Well, hold on.
Okay, but you can compare somebody at that point in time and say what they are at that time, but she's done nothing. She's done nothing in the rap game other than be a ooh la la la, a one third hit wonder of a group.
So take Lauryn Hill out the Fugees. Hold on. Take Lauryn Hill out the Fugees. They still would have sold out arenas. They still would have sold out stadiums. Take Lauryn Hill out of the Fugees. They still sold out arenas and stadiums, is what you're telling me.
But that's not the point. But that's not the point, though. The question itself. All I'm talking about is the question itself. If you think of hip hop off the top of your head, no criteria, what she did, what she was doing after. The question was straight up. If you think of hip hop, most people, if you say Lauryn Hill, it's only if you add in everything else that you throwing in. When it comes to hip hop female rappers. You trying to tell me you gonna say she top 5? No way.
Is Queen Latifah in your top 5?
She's in mine.
On the rotational day, yeah, anybody can go on my 5th spot because it's the same way with men. When you think of men rappers or male rappers, you got pretty much 4 that's gonna roll off your tongue, and the 5th one could be anybody.
So
am I correct?
Queen Latifah didn't have harmony and singing in her rhymes either.
That's right.
But we do know she started out as a singer, right?
Where did she start as a singer?
Lauryn Hill showed you. I mean, lyrics is rap.
Queen Latifah
to this day.
Queen Latifah was she was in an R&B group before she started rapping.
When did we know her? We know her as Princess of the Posse and all that. That's how we knew her. Like we didn't know her as a singer. No, we didn't know. No.
So you're telling me Nicki Minaj's lyrics will put Nicki Minaj's lyrics ahead of Lauryn Hill's lyrics?
Hell yeah.
From the Fugees albums to Lauren's own album?
Hell yeah. All day.
All right. So Cliff, I'm gonna say I've done some rethinking. I did put Nicki in my top 5. Like the first night we had this conversation, but I threw it. She definitely is a force. Nicki is. Obviously I'm on Lauryn Hill. I'll give her all day. What I would like to say is when you're talking about Lauryn top 5, you have to put, when you look at the work that she did with just the Fugees alone, like that with her, that album is a classic. If you listen to the words and the lyrics and everything that she's done on that album, like the strength, because a lot of these people that we talk about, some of them, they didn't have too many albums. They might have, had a time and place or whatever. But it's like that album, the Fugees album, and the work that she did on that. And then obviously she had her own, when she went to her own album, she did a lot of singing and all this kind of stuff. But she is that, we talked about, a hybrid. She can do both. And what she did when she was rapping on the Fugees. They need to
Google when Lauryn Hill used to go up on Hot 97 and just straight freestyle for the city. Freestyle for the city.
Yep.
I'm not disputing
Wyclef didn't write her rhymes.
Right.
I'm not disputing it, but I'm just saying.
So many different things, because we were saying that we left this very simple when we said top 5 rappers, but we didn't talk about if people are writing other people's rhymes. We didn't talk about if they haven't had an album out for a couple of years.
You got to think about that.
Levels where their level of status of, did they sell platinum albums? Did they do this? There's so many levels to this top 5. If you want to talk about, if you leave it plain as day and you give, everyone has, their own opinion. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and you have to allow people to have that. But if you start getting into, there's different.
Jamal is right. Jamal is right about
that. And this is what I was waiting for from the participation, because that's where I was going. At the end of the day, I am not disputing nothing that any one of you have said or delivered. However, when you can be compared, that. Okay, at that one point in time, she about to be a trailblazer. She about to be Nas, this, that, and the third. You stop putting in work. So 25 years ago, I can't give you what you were. Everything is about what has happened, right? When we look at, and everybody that we're talking about, regardless of Ghost Riders or whoever, they've been relevant and they've been putting in the work. Now, if you want to start breaking it down in levels, then yeah, would I consider her Probably not, because to me, one hip hop album or being a part of one trio that had two bangers and then you just disappear. I just don't see it. She don't do it for me like that.
Why does that negate her skill level? Why the fact that if she decided that, hey, let's just say that she's a woman and she felt like, oh, I got a million kids, which she does, and she just feels like I want to be a mom and I don't feel like being in this rap industry anymore, so I'm not going to do it. Does that take away her skill? Does that take away, what she's done in the past?
That's a different question, because then if you say, well, based on skill, who you putting in your top 5, then your top 5 going to change.
If we put longevity in our top 5, there's only going to be a top 3.
Right.
But you got to put in the work. If you're saying longevity and putting in the work and this, that wasn't done. I mean, she didn't come off as she didn't present as a rapper. She is phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but she didn't present or continue as a rapper. So she, that kind of negates the question, because at least okay, we didn't know Queen Latifah when she was with the other group, but we all know Queen Latifah as a rapper. We know Little Kim as a rapper. We know Eve, we know Roxanne Shante as presenting or identifying as a rapper. Everybody got skills. I mean, y'all saw me last time. I mean, that's
right. To me, that is, I don't feel like that's acceptable, because as a person, as an artist, as a whatever, you want to grow. So some people don't want to sit. A lot of these rappers that started off as rappers, they are now actors, they are now producers, they're talk show hosts, they're this, they're that, they're working on Broadway, they're doing all kinds of things. So you can't just sit in what you originally started if you want to grow. These people, they may have started a place, but that doesn't mean that if you started off or even in the middle of your career that you can't, like, your talent is negated. If you had that talent at that time, that to me, that's crazy.
To me, MC Lyte was the only female rapper that had just straight rhymes.
I mean, stuff now. Yeah.
Because Queen Latifah converted early. Queen Latifah actually converted on the time Lauryn Hill came out, because Lauryn Hill set the new wave for the singing and the rapping.
She was doing the same thing
today. Even the males took it over now, from Ja Rule to Drake now. You know what I mean? So Lauryn Hill is a trendsetter.
I look, like I said, and I'm gonna go back to Jamal. You brought up a good point. I'm not changing, the criteria. I was just saying, in Sheenell's defense and Cliff's defense, if you wanted to add criteria from the original question, then we would be changing the whole conversation, because then I think all of us could say there would be a different 5 if you change criteria. So if you were to say, who's spitting the best bars, you would definitely have a different 5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you had, without the ghostwriting, who was the best with the pen?
So straight rapping, Lauryn Hill was doing it before she even had her own single album.
She was doing it as a Swiss Army knife, though. She was in a pack. She was packed in with the group. Right? Right? I'm just saying, you can't. So what, you can't diminish like Wyclef and what's old boy? Props. Yeah, that guy, the other guy, the third guy.
She was.
Don't say nothing.
Right, I'm just saying, the other guy. I can't.
If everybody close their eyes and think of the Fugees, who's the first person everybody gonna think of?
Lauryn Hill.
Don't say
right, but I'm not thinking about her spitting bars. I'm thinking about ooh la la la. I'm thinking about her singing.
That's just your favorite joint, so that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, Tanisha. So Tanisha, I appreciate you. I love you. I love you. Like cook food too. Yeah, it matters, because she ain't a rapper, and I'm gonna leave it at that. She was like a rapper that like gum or candy rapper or something like that, but she wasn't a rapper.
Team L Boogie too, absolutely.
Thank you,
and so this was another thing I said to you, Dame, the night or the morning that we started asking other people to say, is it like I don't want to say a generational thing, but when you grew up, because I felt like it was like, I don't know, I was in high school and college in the 90s, and that was my experience, that like same thing when the Fuji album came out, when the Lauryn Hill album came out, it was just like, it consumed us. It was just like everything to us. So we hold a lot of weight on that versus like, you know, to say that maybe people who were not, you know, in that time frame or whatever, like maybe, you know, not in college and school and all that kind of stuff, but like maybe they're not holding as much weight. I'm wondering if like, if those are your golden years, you hold on to that a little bit more. I don't know.
No,
you're right. You're right.
You know?
That was my golden years, but before my golden years,
yeah,
what stays in my mind is like Latifah.
Yep.
Latifah, MC Light. That's what I remember for female rappers before Lauryn Hill. Yeah, those two was.
Well, I mean, so and before I go, so Jamal, leave it right there. I'm gonna come back to that point as well because the MC fact we're gonna leave that right there. But so to answer your question though, Sheenell, so the golden years, like, I mean, yeah, there's a slight age difference, and I get that. But I will say, like, and again, this is the point that I don't dismiss Lauryn Hill in the sense of where music was evolving to at the point in time where the Fugees came and what she brought. Yes, I cannot deny she transcended music in a sense. She took it to a whole nother level. But in my opinion, I do not think of her as a rapper. And I'm going to say this humbly, she is a phenomenal artist. Right. And just what you said, Jamal, and I think I even said this to Sheenell when we talked about it. When I think of rapper or an MC, like perfect example, Public Enemy, you know, Chuck D's the rapper and Flavor Flav's the MC, you know, but that's how I kind of came up understanding, the mic controller, the hype guy is the MC. So that's just how I look at it. And when I look at her and her position, in my opinion, when she was with the Fugees, yes, she did rap, but she was the singer and more like an MC to me. She was more like a mic controller. She changed it up, kept everybody involved. And that's just how I view her, not to take anything away from her. And that's the only point that I have with that to answer your question, Sheenell. And not to say it's generational.
And also we talked about this too, the terminology, because the MC, I would call it a microphone controller. Some people, we looked it up, the MC, all that kind of stuff. I never thought of the MC as being the hype man. When I actually posed the question to you, I actually said female MC because that's what I call it. The rapper, that term is kind of like, even if I would say a lyricist, I would say an MC. To me, all of those are synonymous with somebody who I feel like that's what I call, but that's what I consider an MC. I don't consider the MC, and I get it where you can have an MC who is the person who is like, hey, hey everybody, that kind of person who's the host. Mm-hmm. But I personally, I look at the EMC type of, to say that someone who is like giving you lyrics. That's how I perceive MC. But everyone, like I said, there's so many levels to this, because if we got into everyone's definition of what a rapper is, what an MC is, what we're talking about here, are we talking about longevity? Are we talking about album sales? Are we talking about lyrics? Are we talking about, there's so many things, and that's why I think part of this is that you allow everybody to have their own opinion and their definitions, because it's what means, it
means what it means.
It means to them.
What it means to the person. Yeah. I do get that. But when you talk about this, it always intertwines with arguing, the cookout, who you got,
drinking.
Yeah.
And all of that. But I mean, I agree. It's the whole package for me when it comes to hip hop. Because hip hop is a culture, so I don't know if it's generational, but definitely now it's a little different. But back then, people that, I don't want to date myself, but when you were there, when hip hop started, you kind of go with the whole package. Right. Because you looking for that battle rapper. You looking for, that rapper that can hold their own without a beat. You looking for, you look. So those are the things when I accumulate, like you can, you going right off the top. Like
the funny part.
That's a good point.
No, and here's the funny part. Like everyone that's here in this conversation has said a couple of things, and I want to jump through a couple of these comments where Costa Rican asked me, is my criteria based on longevity, not necessarily when I think of top five. That question, top five. So that was not part of my thought process. Is this immediate what I think of? So to answer that, no. Um, Jamal had brought up a good point. MC, which we just kind of discussed in our own way, in our own manner, right? And I think MC and rapper, like you all eloquently said, it's kind of what I think is really what resonates with you, the individual, and I get that. So one of the things,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening to Liz. Go ahead.
No. I was looking at Jamal crowd, like move the crowd, like
right.
you get in it. I came in the door. I said it.
Before. Exactly.
Times we no more. We fighting it and it was round. You know that.
Right.
That right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So with that being said, and one of the things I would say, so a criteria, right? So it got me to thinking because I knew from the previous conversation in that question there was no criteria, right? So this is what I'm going to do, and here's the criteria. I'm going to ask me to take your top five, and what I want you to do is put them in a category. And here's the categories: name your artist, name your battle rapper, name your MC, name your poet, and name the rapper in the group. Make sense? So I took 5 categories. I need one of your, out of the 5 you picked or the 5 you named, I need you to put one as an artist, one as a battle rapper, one as the MC, one as the poet, and one as just your straight rapper. All right. So I'm going to let y'all marinate. Now, I know, Cliff, you look like you ready, Cliff.
Well, I also like what Lisa said. Lisa said if you take the beat away. That's interesting. If you take the beat away, who would be on that list as well? So I like both. I like both.
Y'all need a pen and a paper. yeah, we might be short our age. Hey, Monica, how you doing? And look here, the young people, the younger, I don't want to say young people, our younger adults that are joining us here tonight, thank you for joining us. And no, we're not leaving out any of our new queens that come into the game. Yo, Meg is dope. I've come to have an affection or love for Nikki. Mulatto. I'm a big Doja fan. I think Doja's dope. I think she's like a Lauryn Hill, but that's just my opinion. And there's a whole the work that Doja does is crazy.
Lauryn Hill.
All right, I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
I think
no.
That. But I'm not gonna go sidetrack.
I see my niece put up 3 rap. 2 of them I agree with. That Meg.
Yeah, Meg is a beast.
Really?
Meg.
As far as what?
Huh?
Meg is a beast as far as what?
Oh, no, I'm just saying. I'm acknowledging, our young MCs. I know we might be a little bit older, and I don't want to figure because actually Nikki is in my top 5. So
I like Nikki.
Right.
I added her to mine as well. Yeah, Meg. Meg. Talk about. I like that the move the crowd because there's so many different levels to it because Meg will get people hyped and she could spit a little something. She got the that stuff. She gets you like body.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, she's so funny.
But content, because I'll tell you, and I don't know who's writing for Cardi. Cardi be spitting. I don't know who's writing it, but Cardi be spitting. That's all I said. So, but anyway, I'm sorry, Dame. I don't want to say that.
No.
But you didn't want to. Yeah.
Nah. Like I said, it's all this right here. This was all. It's all fair game, And I do not want to be dismissive of anyone because there's so many. We left out so many. We left out Trina. We left out Yo-Yo. We left out.
I never even gave you guys my top 5.
Okay, so you know what? Are you ready? Then I start with you, Coco.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you.
It's not said already, but I think on your top 5, I think we all should kind of have some honorable mentions because you have your top 5, but then you have like some people that, as Dame said, at any given day, someone can, make that 5th slot, right? So, my top, Lauryn Hill, MC Lyte, Lil Kim, Queen Latifah. We talked about all those. My fifth, same thing. That night, I had it as Foxy. I went back thinking about this, and I was like, so I rethought it. I definitely will put Nikki. Nikki is a beast. I put her in that top 5. But honorable mention, I thought about, Remy Ma. Remy Ma, she can get in there. I do like Eve. Eve could get in there. We talked about her. Trying to think who else. But to say that there are people that it's like, and we also can have a whole conversation about maybe not your top 5, but people who really have done. I would like to bring to the table to you guys, because people have said to me when I put it out, people put the Brat in their top 5. I would never.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah,
that's not my. I don't know my flow.
You don't want no tat.
Right. I give her props to say that. Honorable mention, because she was the first female to go platinum. So he kind of, that is a big to do. So to mention her name, same thing. People have mentioned Missy. Right. I love Missy, but when it comes to, I don't feel like Missy's spitting as a rapper. I mean, she's done phenomenal things, producing, rapping, singing. She's another one that, she will, span over a lot of different titles. She definitely wouldn't be my top 5, but people have mentioned her. So,
Okay.
I don't see Missy. I don't see the lyrics in Missy. I don't see Missy Elliott's lyrics. I see her just being dope in all categories. Right. But I don't see her as, she's never spit anything that make me remember that.
Right.
I agree. I mean, what's it, Missy? I
think she's another.
That's all I remember. I can't even think of the words right now.
She makes people move. She makes you dance.
Right.
So
she's an entertainer, right?
Yes.
She's vibrant. But again, my mind goes to the cipher. See, this way I'm.
Yes.
Yes. I like Lisa.
I know I'm dating myself, but whatever. If you can't get in that cipher, then I can't not all times, because when you say top, we talking about GOAT, GOAT, greatest of all time. So when you say that, then you have to be able to not only move the crowd, you got to be able to be in that cipher, you got to be able to battle rap, you got to be able to do it all. So I mean,
and you don't think Lauren could do that?
Right.
You wouldn't put Lauryn Hill in a cipher?
I would put Lauryn Hill in a cipher, right? Because she can go, but I don't know if she's a battle rapper. See, because now being in a cipher is just, you going, you it's just your turn, right? But being a battle rapper, that's coming off the dome. You coming off the top. You like one, okay, and then you in it.
Oh, she about to break into it, y'all. She about to get it. She about to get it. She about to get it.
So if we're talking like that, besides MC Lyte, Roxanne Shante, and probably Remy, who else would fit in that category?
What in top 5?
How Lisa broke it down.
Eve is definitely in there. You see Eve in a cipher, and definitely on the battle. Eve is in there.
I mean, I definitely would put Eve. I gotta go like me. Like right now, I would have to go with Remy, Nikki, Cardi. Off the top, I would put Eve in there. I would put Cardi in the cipher because I think, as much as I'm not a big fan of hers. That's cool. I'm not a big fan of hers, but she has an it. There's something about her, and I just think she does have it, and I think she might be able to handle her own in a cipher. But right now, like if I put them all in the cipher, though, like I'm really gonna rock with Remy because I think Remy is the hardest one right now from the street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She's a battle rapper all day long. Exactly.
Remy is a battle rapper. Eve is a battle rapper. Cardi is hot. Don't get me wrong, but Cardi don't write.
I'm gonna have to take my daughter. I'm gonna have to talk to my daughter off air. Talk about who man's is this. I'm gonna have to come get her.
Wait, Dame, I just want to clarify. Did you say that you would put Eve in a battle? Did you say that?
Yes,
because this is now a little contrary to what you were like. Eve hasn't done anything recent. Eve done moved to Europe and married her little billionaire over there. She hasn't done anything recently. So I'm saying you talk about you putting her in.
But this is what I'm saying though. Like when we talking about, so now, like I said, we've expanded the criteria, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, from my top 5, she was in my top 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would I put her in the battle? Yeah, I would, because I think she could hold her own from what she had done at that time and what she meant as that top 5, right?
Well, what she did back then was okay, but what Lauryn Hill did, and even though Lauryn hasn't made anything recently, you're not gonna put her in a battle.
I didn't know. When we talk about putting her in a cipher, right? When we say you said put her in a cipher or a battle, yeah, I would put either one of them in a battle or a cipher. That doesn't mean that because they're not my top 5, I wouldn't consider them for one.
No. I'm not talking about the top 5. I'm just saying one of the points that you made about if they're not like they haven't done anything recently. So how are you considering them? That's all. That was the point.
No. I mean, again, when it came to the rap, the first question, like I said, just going back to the original question. She like a pit bull, like she a pit bull, and this is how it was that night. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. We was going, the sun was coming up. We sitting here drinking, taking shots, and like the conversation just kept going. Like yo, and I mean, this is why I love her though, because like yo, she's serious.
No, she's in it.
I just want to let you know what you said because I'm seeing the contradictions coming through.
It's no contradiction when you saying what I consider putting her in a battle rap or a cipher. Yeah, I would.
You would put her in over Foxy Brown or Rod Digger in a cipher? If we're talking,
what I'm saying, so first of all, like I said though, like in my top 5, Rod Digger's in my top 5.
Wait a minute, no, hold. We say Remy Ma, Rod Digger. Hold on now.
Hold on.
So you got a top 7.
No, hold on. First of all,
you mean Remy Ma, not Rod Digger, because we didn't talk about Rod Digger, but Rod Digger, I feel like, is a little bit on the honorable mention. Rod Digger used to do her thing when she used to do her thing, and we haven't heard from her. She's another one, but
this is what I'm saying. So try to stay here on point.
Yes,
we move from the top 5, right, and then now we've moved into battle rapping and cipher, right?
Yes.
Which is total different thing. So those two different things, you can have anybody you want. Now, if I take them from my top 5, if I go just from my top 5 alone, my battle rapper is going to be Remy all day long. I'm putting her in a battle. In a cipher, I can really care less who you put, because I think from my 5, I think any of those 5 can go in a cipher. That's just me.
Cipher means off the top of your head.
But that's what I think. I think all 5 of them can. But we had also touched on the young people, the younger MCs, and we brought them in. We was talking about them as well. So like I'm trying to be inclusive of all the conversation. But I know in my 5, and this is why I said to break the criteria down and keep it on point. You give me your 5 and you put them in each category. Because then we're all talking about the same thing. We're not being all inclusive of battle rapping, ciphering. Just give me your 5 in each category.
Right. And I probably will put Nikki as my battle, but what I don't know about Nikki is she seems penned. She seems like but that was Biggie. Biggie is my number 1, okay? But we know Biggie was not a freestyler. He was all about, writing. So I don't know if Nikki could spit, but I feel like Nikki could get in there and, she could tear some stuff up, So she would be my battle in my top 5.
Okay. Who's your artist?
Oh, my artist.
Everybody's battle, and then come back to.
Okay, we'll come back to it. So I'll tell you what. So hold on, hold on. You're right. We'll do one. So you said that was your battle rapper, right?
Yes.
All right. So Cliff, I'm gonna slide to you.
Yeah,
out of your 5.
My battle rapper, I'm gonna roll with Remy.
I'm gonna roll with Remy. Okay.
Yeah.
Lee.
1000%.
Well, I know Remy's in my top 5, so I know everybody's going to say Remy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Eve in the ring.
Are you going to throw her in the battle?
I'm going to throw her in the battle.
Don't throw her in the battle to lose. You got to pick the person
No, I mean, listen, we all going to say Remy because, if you're going to put her in there. But, I mean, just to make it fun, it's the battle. Remy got a battle with somebody, right?
Yeah,
true.
I ain't mad at you.
I got you.
I'm going to say Eve because I know that Eve can hold her own. I have
Yes.
seen Eve in battle. She's from
Yes.
the street. She's from Philly. She come from battle rap. So yes, Remy is good, and so is Eve. So
I give you that. I'm gonna rock with that one. All right,
Understood.
so then we're gonna go in reverse order on this one. So, Lease, give me who you would say out of your 5 is the artist of the 5.
the
And
artist.
art, yeah, the artist and artist can. And I know it probably means different things to everyone else or
Okay, well,
each
let's
individual.
clarify.
Well, I mean, it could be. So for me, like I said, when I think of an artist, I think of that person that put together a package that is
Okay.
visual, that
Mhm.
has done things, that
Okay.
is recognizable. You know,
Lil Kim.
okay, see, real short and sweet. Okay, I can't even argue with you on that one, Cliff.
As far as an artist, complete
Yeah.
package, Lauren
Yeah.
Hill. Lauren Hill.
Oh, okay,
Hands down.
okay.
Right. So that's what I thought initially. Then Lisa made me think about Kim, because a lot of us have a lot of the same. Could you, Dame, tell me what are the 5 things that we're going through here? Battle, artist. What were the other 3?
MC, poet, and your rapper, just the rapper. Period.
Oh my gosh, that's tough. Okay, so yeah, boy. Wow. I've been drinking.
Hey,
I'm
let's get it.
gonna just go with Lauren. I have to tweet this because to see who's left and who falls into whatever categories. But it might really be Kim if I wanna because who's the
You
poet?
know, come on, girl. You want to say
Right, come
Lil
on
Kim
now.
if you want to rumble with the beat.
Yeah.
Artist. That's why I thought, like Cliff, I thought more of like who's broad, like they can do. She's an artist, so
Complete package.
she raps. She's a well-rounded
Right.
artist. That's why I thought Lauryn Hill.
Okay, and that's fair.
That for now.
That's fair because I'm rocking the same thing. When I think of artists of what I've seen out of my 5, I would have to put Kim because although we know she didn't write this, that, and the third, I think her package and what she brought at that time, she was like really an artist and she developed into an artist. I mean, she fell off a cliff, but she did become an artist. So,
yeah, I'm not mad at that.
The next one then. So then I'll start with Sheenell. All right. So who's your MC?
So with who I have left, I probably would say Light.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I think that's a good one because Light was definitely a pure.
Yeah.
Are you going with Light too, Lise?
Yeah, she was my
okay.
MC.
What you got, Cliff?
I had Light. To play devil's advocate, I will also go Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown is the type of MC that she was spitting hard in the beginning, lay low for years, come back, she's still spitting. I don't care if she's giving to you in Jamaican or regular. Lyrics are fire.
Nah, that's real talk.
Fire. I definitely agree with MC Light, but just to have somebody else to battle with it, I could give it to Foxy.
I'm not mad at it because originally Foxy made my top 5 when Sheenell and I was talking.
Me too. Yeah.
And like I said, I had time to think about it. And really when I came to it, and I don't think this person, like I mentioned her before, Rod Digger would be my MC, only because I think she really had that street, she had that Brooklyn, she had that move that crowd, sway that crowd. She didn't really do a lot. But
that's what she needed. She would have had that.
Yeah, she didn't do a lot, but I just think she just had that energy, that fire that for me and what I consider an MC or a mic controller, I kind of rock with her on that. So then in reverse, then, Lise, we're gonna go, who's your poet?
Yeah, who I got left? Let me see.
Right.
What am I working with here? Okay, so I did Lil Kim, I did Light, I did Remy Ma. Did I do Evie? I put Eve in as the
You put in your cipher and your battle rap.
Right. So wait,
so you short one. Right. You short one because your battle rapper. You already shot that one off with Eve.
Okay, and what we doing now? Let
You're
me get
poet.
it together. I've been drinking too, cousin. It's starting to get a little spicy.
I had no pen, no pad, nothing. You got. I mean,
Okay, wait. What category are we in?
I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna let you get yourself situated. You want to struggle? I'm gonna
Get
slide over the
up.
cliff.
What I'm joking at.
Right, you got the big cup too. You got the after work cup. I'm
this is
gonna slide over the cliff. Who you
Um,
got, Cliff?
when we talk poet, I had to, take somebody out to slide her in, and I'm gonna put Rhapsody in it when we talk about poet.
Okay.
Oh.
I think she's the type of rapper you could put her in the lounge and snap your
Oh.
put her on stage, dudes, and she's gonna tear it apart.
Hmm.
I over the past few years, I have my respect went from just
Okay.
escalated high. So yeah,
Yes.
I like. I like that.
Kind of. Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who you got, Coco?
Well, I was looking at my original, and I figured I could slide Queen Latifah in there just on the like how she had that whole jazz vibe. She had that whole so sing song kind of thing. Today I just went listening to stuff, and I went back to her first album, and I was like, yo, she was another one, very well rounded. She gave you house. She gave you a little like reggae kind of vibe. She gave you, a little singing. She just was, I felt, I'll just put it very poetic. I'll just say that. But Queen Latifah, yeah, she's another one of those well-rounded kind of people. But I'm going to go for my original list and I'll slot her there.
Okay. Cool. Lee, you ready?
Okay.
I'm back. You back from the big cup?
So poetic is lyrically, or is this all together? Because there's not a lyricist, right?
I mean, a poet, like you said, like
Because
for me,
I kind of correlate those together.
yeah, that's fine. And if that's what that correlates for you, then that's fine. This is to you, the individual, off your 5.
Okay, so then mine is I'm gonna go with my Remy Ma.
Okay. Yeah, you gonna rock with Remy? All right.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at because I can see her going.
A lyricist.
She can do a lot of different things. I think she's one of the most versatile women we have out there. And I think for me, this is where like Eve kind of falls in for me. Out of my 5, I would slide Eve. She had a lot of bangers, but I think she was very much, if you really sat and listened to her music, you can hear the poetry in her writing, her vivid imagination and vividness is really what stood out for me with Eve. And to close it out with the rapper, and I'll start with this one. I'm just gonna jump in with Nikki. I think right now, today, when I think of rappers, I think Nikki and it took me a while. I was never a real big Nikki fan, but she's kind of on that arc, in my opinion, like that she took the whole Little Kim playbook and rewrote it, and she really took rap to where it is, to where the rest of, the Cardi B's, the Megs, and, and I don't want to leave out like my I do want to my honorable mention like an Angel Hayes, back in the day from Detroit, like a lot of these other artists that were, I think, on the cusp of kind of moving the needle. I think Nikki helped move the needle for a lot of these other young MCs out here. So with that, then I'm going to slide over to you, Coco. Who you got as your rapper?
Well, I think all I have left is Lil Kim, and I think that could be fitting. I think, to say that when she was on things, she was hitting it. She was rapping again. It's questionable. I always wondered with Kim because when Biggie was alive, I figured he was writing her stuff, and then he died, and she had a good run. So it was like, was it C's writing her stuff? Like who her? Like it was, but she delivered well, and so So I would I from what I have left, I would put Kim there.
All right, Cliff.
For what I have left, I agree with Coco. I will put Little Kim in there, just because of her rhyming skills, just from the days of going through Junior Mafia all the way up to her albums until she started falling off. But Yeah. You know, definitely.
Okay, Lease.
Well, I have Roxanne Shante left, so I'm definitely gonna put her. But if we're gonna bring it up to today, I do have an honorable mention, and that's Young Ma.
Okay,
Mm.
good one.
Is
Mm-hmm. That was good.
what
Yeah,
we're used to, our
yeah,
generation.
yeah.
And
Right.
Young Ma
Mhm.
fits the whole package.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do an honorable mention on that rapper side with Young Ma, but I'm gonna go with Roxanne Shante.
Yeah, I like that. That was a good one. I
I
missed
like
that
that
one.
young man there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
missed that.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So before we start winding down, I want to thank our audience for participating. Really enjoy you guys. Your comments and everything. Wait, what we got here? Wait, the panel not going to battle before you go. Now
I just
uh,
saw that. She
you
played
you
too much.
you see what's going on here?
Sorry.
That's Lisa. Lisa was ready. She came. Look, she came ready.
Yeah, she you know what I'm
Look,
saying?
y'all know how
Oh,
old that
man.
rap was by the words that was in it. Didn't let me say sway front, beta. Come on, guys. That was a high school rap from back in.
Nah, you know what, Jamal? It is. I wasn't disappointed. I think Cliff was a little more disappointed and having to use her last. He looked dejected when he had, he was going through it. But
Yeah, because I want to put Lauryn Hill in every category and I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, yeah, if I already put Lauryn Hill as the artist, so Little
nah,
Kim, yeah.
look, I do want to say, I appreciate you all, you both, really, the Lauryn Hill camp, standing up for your girl. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and the conviction. I really appreciate you guys taking time out to come here and sit with Lisa and I, our listeners, and everybody. I appreciate our guests, chiming in. Um, Before we go, and I just want to ask, who do you who's your hottest? I'll put it this way: who's your hottest or your favorite current young queen that's out here in the game today?
You said hottest.
However you want it, how I don't care,
You
however
got,
you want to do it.
if you
If
go,
you want you Lauren Hill it
See,
with somebody or
I'm an underground dude, and I mean, she's not like on the scene, like hot blazing right now. But if you ever really check out, she from Detroit, Dej Loaf. You ever heard
yeah, she fire.
Dej Loaf is fire? You know,
Definitely.
just not getting the connecting the push onto mainstream that she deserves. But Dej Loaf is fire.
Nice.
Nice one. So I'm going to ask Jamal. I see you because my language ain't that good on the pronunciation. Oh, Momo Fresh. I hope I'm pronouncing that. You're gonna have to educate me on that. Are these local people, Jamal? Are they like local Baltimore, like local artists? Like I'm not, because I know Jamal. Jamal is into, he into the game,
I've heard of
and I know that's what he do. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've heard of her before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not local. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go back. So someone in here, let me go back if I can find it. So here was a question. Before we continue, so we doing top male rappers, or yes, we will follow up with a male rapper segment. I will not leave the men out. I only did this in because it's Women Empowerment Month.
Absolutely.
I think the women, I think it's perfect. The women, for whatever reason, when we always talk about top 5 or anything of this nature, we tend to overlook our women. So I wanted to use the time this evening to just kind of run that back. I'm not touching that one. I'm not going to talk about the Beehive on air.
That was a good question about the males, but the Beyonce, you're gonna have to take the phone away from her.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm not. Look, she grown right now, but I'm not messing with the Beehive. I'm not getting into all of that.
I've done that way too many times. Sitting trying that conversation with Dame. Oh my gosh. Oh
you
my.
really, you really don't want that conversation. You don't want that conversation with me.
We had this. I think we were here at my house, and I'm probably 3 in the morning. He's like, no, No.
All right,
Yeah,
Sheenell, don't start. Don't start.
I
We
can't.
not. We're gonna keep that one PC because that'll take this conversation to a whole nother level. And
And you don't
Absolutely.
want the beehive.
right,
Yeah,
Right.
I was
right,
serious. That's why I won't do that. That's why I said
right.
it.
That's what I'm
When
saying.
you
Like we
see me
too
over
new.
here,
We too new right now to be delving into them waters. We can do
This is
that
my
off
first
air.
time on the podcast. I want to continue to come with open
Yeah,
arms. You know,
yeah, yeah. Nah, I want to
yeah,
keep
you
the
don't want to
momentum
go.
going
You
with this
see
thing.
me. You see me over here looking like my camera was stuck.
yeah. So, right.
You
No
see me
doubt.
over here looking like my shit was froze.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not even going to entertain that conversation.
Right.
So, like I said, y'all, I really thank you all for your comments and for your time. If you have any other ideas or suggestions on what you'd like to, have us talk about, we are trying to really elevate and change and do something different on Thursdays. We're going to be coming to you guys live on Thursdays, whether it be with live events like this. I'm also working on a new segment, uh, two mics up. It'll be King's Corner, where I'll be sitting down with some brothers and sisters, kind of talking about things from a barbershop perspective, a male perspective that I really think we need. We need more men uh, to really come to the forefront and share their information and educate the community. Um, two mics. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, by the way, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Right.
Subscribe to the podcast. We have some new things coming out in the near future. New newsletter. We're coming out with a new store, so you'll be able to get some new two mics up gear. Thank you, Sheenell, for rocking your gear. Appreciate you. And like I said, just stay tuned, family. We love you guys. You can follow us online at www.2micsup.com. You can follow us across our social media at Two Mics Up on IG, Facebook, and Twitter. And like we always do at this time, stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.
Good night.